This is Valley News Live at noon.
And we begin with breaking news at noon. Sanford Health and Fairview Health Services, one of the leading providers of healthcare in Minnesota, plan to create a new health system together. Officials with Sanford say that the combined system will drive value through quality care and improved outcomes, support health equity, improve the patient experience, help support more affordable care in the communities, and much more. Now officials plan to sign a definitive agreement to be signed and closed of the transaction that is anticipated in 2023. And we also have breaking news out of Wadena County. The Wadena County Sheriff's Office says that it got a call regarding a cabin, a rural part of the county that had been shot at several times with a firearm. There was no one home at the time. A deputy found that there were 11 shots fired at it, with 2 rounds going through the walls inside. There were also another 13 dents in the siding, appearing to be from a BB or pellet gun. Officials say it happened sometime between November 6th and the 13th. If you have any information about the case, please call the Wadena County Sheriff's Office at 218-631-7600. And Minnesota State University Moorhead is investigating an incident after a student brought a weapon to campus. In an email sent to students today, says that it caused them to activate their safety response protocols over the weekend. Officials say they do not believe this person poses a threat, and the student is now banned from campus. University leaders say the situation was addressed quickly and no one was hurt. An elderly man is dead after authorities say he froze to death outside his home in rural Northwood, North Dakota. The Grand Forks County Sheriff's Office says a mail carrier found the man's body in a ditch yesterday around 10:30 a.m. and they believe that 85-year-old Gerald Thingelstad walked out of his home near Northwood and got disoriented when he succumbed to the freezing temperatures. Well, also, if you were driving early this morning, you may have noticed the slippery roads, and you weren't alone. That's how this semi jackknifed near Fergus Falls. Minnesota Highway Patrol put this picture out after it happened just before 8 a.m. Now, traffic is back flowing now, and for a better look at our current weather conditions, let's toss it over to meteorologist Jim Cash. Hey, Jim, what are we seeing right now?
Well, right now we're taking a look up in Grand Forks, and we can see a couple flurries flying across the camera every now and then up there, and that snow will continue for much of the day. Now we're seeing temperatures, for the most part, everyone is in the 20-degree range, though Devil's Lake is sitting right at 19. So there are cold spot for the time being, and like I said, we're seeing some flurries across much of the region. We do have a couple more healthy areas of snow, one off to our east, and that's dissipating, but it's going to make its way toward our area over the next few hours, and the other one down south near our South Dakota counties. But that one also looks like it's dissipating just a little bit. Now here in Fargo, we're going to see temperatures stay pretty steady through much of the day, only dipping to about 23 degrees as we see some more significant snow move on in during the afternoon hours, but don't worry, it's still going to be pretty light compared to what we've seen the past couple of days. So we do have some flurries moving in, but pretty calm weather.
Yeah, but taking a look at this 25, I don't think no one's arguing. I think right now about a 25. I think a 25.
No, I'll take it.
Definitely. I'll take a 25 any day. Yeah, Jim, thank you so much. Well, a Cass County engineer is in Washington, D.C. today to provide information from the county perspective to the U.S. Senate Transportation and Infrastructure Subcommittee. Jason Benson will be at the hearing today at 1:30. Benson will focus on North Dakota County highway and bridge needs, as well as needing funding of $437 million for the 2022 FM diversion work plan. Now, the money would come from the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act, which was signed into law authorizing $1.2 trillion for transportation and infrastructure spending. Well, the Bemidji area has its first ever suspected case of chronic wasting disease in a white-tailed deer. The Minnesota Department of Natural Resources says the deer was shot by a hunter a few miles south of Bemidji. CWD is a fatal disease of the nervous systems. There have been 168 cases confirmed since 2002, mostly in the southeastern part of Minnesota. Well, former President Donald Trump is teasing a big announcement from his Florida club and home tonight. Supporters hope that means a run for the White House, but some in the GOP see the underwhelming midterm results as a sign the former president should remain that way. Bradley Blackburn has more from West Palm Beach.
Outside Mar-a-Lago today, supporters are already flying Trump 2024 flags and eagerly awaiting word. You're hoping he runs for president?
I'm hoping he runs for president. That's what we're looking for.
I'm going to be making a very big announcement.
For months, the former president has been dropping hints he wants his old job back. And sources close to Donald Trump tell CBS News he intends to launch his 2024 presidential campaign tonight from Mar-a-Lago. This comes on the heels of disappointing GOP results in the midterms, with some important Trump-backed candidates losing to Democrats.
Donald Trump kept saying, we're going to be winning so much, we'll get tired of winning. I'm tired of losing. I mean, that's all he's done.
Anticipating tonight's announcement, President Biden tweeted a new ad hitting his predecessor on what's now Biden's signature legislation.
I want to rebuild our infrastructure first. Infrastructure.
Trump also brings legal baggage to a potential candidacy, including his handling of classified documents that followed him all the way here to Mar-a-Lago, and the New York Attorney General's investigation into his business practices. But there are other things Trump has that potential rivals don't. Nearly $100 million in campaign funds, a devoted base of at least 30% in any 2024 primary contest, a full digital operation with more than 50 million voter contacts, and support at state and local party levels.
He comes into this not just as the biggest name in the party, but with the biggest bank account. And that's certainly something he'll use to his advantage.
Announcing early could pressure potential GOP rivals like former VP Mike Pence or Governors Ron DeSantis of Florida and Glenn Youngkin of Virginia to move faster, or it could scare them off. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, West Palm Beach, Florida.
Now, just yesterday, Trump defied a subpoena from the Select House committee investigating the January 6th attack. He's suing to avoid testifying. Well, coming up at noon, it's a hard number of people to comprehend, but the world population is expected to hit 8 billion today. Which country has the most people? We'll tell you. But next, Jim Gash has your full weather forecast.